Celebrity marriages are always a little out there, but these Jonas Brothers keep having so many weddings that keeping up with them is a full-time job. But don't worry, we did all the work for you. Sophie Turner and Joe Jonas may have broken up right before their wedding. Did you know that the Vegas wedding wasn't actually a surprise? How about the fact that Sophie says Joe actually saved her life? We've got all the details on Sophie and Joe right here. Keep watching until the end because we're revealing some pretty big details for their wedding number 2. Game of Thrones star Sophie Turner and Jonas brother Joe Jonas have been dating for a while now, 3 solid years to be exact. Well, unless you count that pre-wedding breakup. Wait, did you not know about that? Don't worry, we're about to fill you in on that entire story a little later, so don't go anywhere. Sophie and Joe have been snuggling up and showing plenty of PDA since 2016 when they hit up the European MTV Music Awards while watching Kings of Leon perform. Ever since then, they've been basically inseparable. Fast forward to May 2019, Joe and Sophie decided they just couldn't wait any longer and they tied the knot. Despite rumors of a lavish Parisian wedding, the two were married in Vegas by an Elvis impersonator right after the Billboard Music Awards. We know so much about this night because celebrity DJ Diplo took it upon himself to be the videographer of the evening. He ended up live streaming it for all of us to see. Apparently, what happens in Vegas doesn't always stay in Vegas. Anyway, there was actually an interesting reason that they were married in Vegas that night, and it might not be what you think. Towards the end of the same month, Sophie was on the Graham Norton show and he asked her if there would be a second ceremony soon. She replied, quote, "Potentially." The whole interaction is pretty funny because Graham feels like he has just spilled a major secret. Want to know another awkward thing about this interview? During the second half of the show, Taylor Swift showed up. Yep, Joe's ex-girlfriend. You know, the one who wrote songs about him, the one who called him out on Ellen. This had the potential to be one of the most awkward interviews ever, but it turned out to be a really sweet encounter. The two even hugged it out at the end. Then Taylor tweeted about how much of an honor it was to be on the show the same night. Guess there's no bad blood here, right? With all the rumors pointing at a summer wedding in France, not to mention Sophie's reaction to Graham, it's probably safe to say that by September 2019, there will most definitely be a second wedding. Rumors about the wedding details are indeed pretty incredible. This wedding will supposedly take place on June 29th, 2019, and sources close to Joe and Sophie apparently plan to have a 4-day-long celebration. One of these days will be an outdoor music festival with all their favorite artists. These two clearly love good music and a good party. In April of 2019, Joe confirmed that the wedding would be taking place in France while he was being interviewed on the Zach Sang show. He joked, saying, quote, "I mean, we are getting married in France, so a lot of Coors Light is necessary. Not hard really to get that, but we needed to make sure that was going to happen." Joe was also asked if they were stressed out at all planning the wedding, and he said, quote, "We got most of it figured out already. There are parts of it that I think just naturally are stressful, but you just have to allow yourself to enjoy the fact that you're doing this." We love that mindset. As long as you're marrying the love of your life, who cares what goes wrong? But we have a feeling this wedding will go off without a hitch. Ever since these two lovebirds got married the first time, they have been double dating like crazy with Nick and Priyanka. They were spotted at the Beetlejuice musical in May of 2019, holding up their playbill for an Instagram shot. Each weekend, they are seen out doing something else adorable. We love this Fab Four. But did you know that before the wedding, this perfect pair actually split up? Right before the wedding day in Vegas, which was actually totally planned, and we will get to that in just a second, apparently Joe and Sophie both had a horrible case of cold feet. They secretly broke up due to a bad case of anxiety. Sophie said, quote, "It was the worst day of our lives. For a second, we both had cold feet. Then 24 hours later, we were both like, never mind." Can you even imagine the hysteria of that breakup after the iconic Sucker music video? Thankfully, the two came to their senses. Don't you just love love? True love is pushing someone to be their very best, and that's just what Joe did. Sophie is rumored to be having at least 2 maids of honor, and it only seems right that Maisie would be one of them. They are pretty much family now, even though she wasn't in the Las Vegas wedding for reasons that we don't know. Oh, and speaking of that, the Las Vegas wedding that we promised to give you all the info on and why it happened in the first place. Well, it all has a lot to do with citizenships and the ability to be legally married in other countries. In case you forgot, Sophie is from the UK and Joe is from the US. In order to legally be bound by marriage, the two had to be married stateside. So there was always a plan to be married here at some point for legal purposes. And if you're going to have another wedding with an outdoor festival included, why not get married for 21st in Vegas. It's legal and it makes for a great story. Plus, it just seems to fit Joe and Sophie, doesn't it? What do you think of all these Jonas double weddings? If you love this video, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe for more. Thanks for stopping by The Taco.